Language Jake here on Veterans Day. I'm recording a few videos with my spare time, but I had one specific that I had been doing a build and I wanted to make sure it got done for today. And this was of course I am Buzz Bee guy, so this is a Buzz Bee build, and this one is a Eradicator. Also, that's a variation of the Tactical Storm and now the Exterminator, but the Eradicator was the Adventure Force version, and it came with a better grip. So that's a big reason. It's worthy enough of a reason to go ahead and use this as the platform. Of course, it also helps that the current model, the Tactical Storm, was taken away, and the current model is called the Exterminator. You can get it through Dollar General and other places. It shares this shell. So if this one was a thrifted Eradicator, it was missing the stock, so I threw this one from an Exterminator on, and that makes it real nice. You can mix and match parts. Eventually, this will probably get a different stock, but as it is, it's perfectly fine. It's too short to really use, but it at least completes the look for the time being on a thrifted blaster that I paid $1.59 for, and then turned it into this. Let you take a good close look, nice and slow, at that patriotic-themed hydrodip. I actually am very thrilled with how that turned out. You got both sides with a red, white, and blue hydrodip, and this is running off of a 12 kilogram Nerf Retaliator spring, and it is hitting all the way up to 176.3 feet per second on a sealed breech that I did myself. Sounds quiet. It's an odd sound because it sounds quiet, and it is a firm prime. But we'll take a look here real quick. You can, okay, here we are. I'll have to do some editing cuts there. You can see a bit there where it is a sealed pusher breech. And what I did was, if you look close here, it is a 17/32 section put into a cut down stock breech. You can still see part of the stock breech there. 17/32 brass fit into it, and then a 1/2 inch brass inside of the 17/32 with, it was a total of about 3/4 of an inch of 1/2 inch exposed to act as the pusher. And then it pushes into a 9 inch 17/32 barrel. Running on the 12 kilogram spring, I may have a little excessive barrel length because before I pledged it, it was having inconsistencies depending on the dart type. It would drop down into about 125 feet per second, and then sometimes hit well over 160 to 170. I had a number of shots hitting 171 to 176, but then with certain dart types, it was hitting all the way down in the 120s and 130s. I pledged it, and then the spread became narrower. It was hitting now between 150 to 170, with outliers reaching over 170. But for a home-brewed mod like this that I've done, I'm actually quite pleased with that. I'm going to grab another dart and throw it in. But I'm actually quite pleased to be able to get, in the 170 neighborhood with a $1.59 thrifted blaster. A little bit of work on my part. I mean, the hydrodip itself, that process takes a lot longer than what I put into the actual mod. I mean, and also another reason to use the Eradicator or Exterminator platform is it has a much heavier duty catch. It has a different catch than most Buzz Bee blasters. It has a pivoting catch with a very heavy hook to it, so it can handle higher spring loads quite a bit better. And then, running a 12 kilogram on a sealed breech with a longer barrel, and again, I may be a little excessive on the barrel length, but I can always bump up to a 14 kilogram if I think I need to. And I might order one from Orange Mod Works to toss in here, because they do have, they call it like their overload springs, and they have a 14 kilogram, I do believe. So I might toss one of those in to get a little more consistent results if I decide I need to. But as of now, it's varying between, and again, I did a pledge on the barrel. For those of you who don't know, I learned that through Chris Cartea some time ago. Like, geez, now that's like 5-6 years ago. But I learned that through Chris Cartea, so credit given where credit was due. I didn't learn that on my own. But this build was specifically for Veterans Day, As you can see, patriotic themed. I have, not me myself, I didn't personally serve, but my family members did, and I wanted to do something that's blaster related as a showcase of recognizing their service. So, this Eradicator, in patriotic theme, it's basically eradicating everything that's in the way of freedom. I know that's corny, but it's a way to tie in blasters to an actual, I think, far more important day. It's Veterans Day overall, and also for those of you who have either served yourself as a Marine or who have family members who are Marines, you know that this day is not just Veterans Day, it's the Marine Corps birthday, which supersedes the country's birthday. Remember that if you didn't know it, and yes, go ahead, Google it up, double check me. The Marine Corps is 1 year older than the country. So, to everyone who either is a Marine or has a family member, happy birthday to all Marines and the Marine Corps itself. And remember to take Veterans Day and give it the credit that it deserves, not to overlook it. This is my way of putting in a little work to kind of symbolize it in a way that relates to throwing some darts around it at high velocities. But don't take Veterans Day for granted. And remember, Marine Corps is older than the country. Give it the deserve that it deserves and respects as well. But Smokeless Jake saying, hope you enjoyed this little look at a Buzz Bee Eradicator. And to remember, be thankful for those who served to give us the freedom to be able to do something as silly as be an adult playing and tinkering with toys without having to worry about things that other people in other places do have to worry about. So until next time, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.